back to Black Ribbon Warrior podcast. I'm your host, Lee, and I'm accompanied by my lovely bride,
Okay.
Tanya, wife, mom.
Yeah. All those things.
Yep, honey, darling, and dear when I'm in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Uh, so this is episode 16. Um, Last week we were kind of, I don't know, we talked about our weekend and stuff like that, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Um, so, so tell me, how's your week been?
It's been okay.
Okay.
Busy. They're always just busy.
They do seem to be getting busy, and
I mean, we have a lot of things going on the next 6 weeks um, that are completely separate from cancer.
yep, our oldest is so you had a birthday,
Yeah.
so I blessed you with being able to pester you,
Yes.
and took you out to dinner, and then Cub, the youngest Cub, took us into her work and got us some well got you a nice dessert,
Yes.
and because she works at a dessert bar. And so that was a good birthday, nice and quiet, and we didn't do the whole like come sing at the table and all that.
No, thank gosh.
Yeah, I know that's always a
I wouldn't have liked it. You know that.
yeah, that's always kind of one of her. I don't want to go out to eat because of this possibility. I don't
Well,
want
I'm
to
not
say
a big birthday person though.
yeah.
Like I'm trying. It doesn't matter to me if it's celebrated, if it's not celebrated, but I know the kids like it.
So
So.
what I think I'm going to name this one is be the fun and dysfunctional,
Oh, okay.
because as dysfunctional as cancer is, it's been a whirlwind. I mean, we've talked about how disastrous it can be and devastating and um, not a good time. Not a
Yeah.
good time. And as the, I don't want to say patient, but as the canceree, um, no matter how bad we feel, we got everybody else has got lives going on too, and we don't want the pity party. So in that dysfunction, we have to be the ones that are, because everybody else's like attitudes towards you and around you is dependent on you. And if I'm stressed or feeling cruddy, we've talked about that before. That the whole house is too. But if I'm lighthearted and a little more easygoing, then in all the chaos, then there tends to be a little more shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. Uh, so I think that's where we ought to talk more is, now that we're kind of in through the whole thing, we kind of laughed and joked and made, you know, um, some lightheartedness through the whole thing.
Hmm.
And others probably would have said, "There's no way that we can do this."
Right.
Well, we're not the typical ones. So, like,
No. I do think though that now I am feeling the darkness of some ways.
yeah, it's kind of it's like the what would it be, the vacation hangover? Where
But
you're
this wasn't a vacation.
right,
Yeah.
but
This is.
like it's the aftermath,
Yeah.
the rebuilding stages of
Well, there's a struggle with how to go back into a normalcy of life because nothing's normal, and it's not likely going to be what we thought was normal again. And there's so many different steps and so many different things to think about and changes that have happened that shifted our normalcy, whether we wanted it to, meant for it to, desired it to, knew it was gonna, didn't know it was going to. It shifted all of that.
Mhm.
And so, I've said many times that I've been on fight or flight, and there's a lot of ways I'm still on fight or flight.
Which is in that it's our roles have completely flip flopped
Mhm.
and then some. So now you're working the 40 hours a week, and I'm kind of the one who has the flexibility to, do errands and whatever that during the day.
Right.
And I'm
Well, and
and I'm
I said last week and a couple weeks before that I don't, I'm not angry to do 40 hours. It's fine. But I feel like what I'm doing now, it's just that it's fine.
yeah,
It's not where I could see myself being 5 years ago or 3 years ago and doing what I have a passion for necessarily and I love. It's fine.
yeah, it's a
It
job.
has its bonuses. There are definite bonuses.
Mhm.
But when working the way I worked with the people I worked with and the inspiration I worked with, I don't have that. And so that's kind of a downfall that I would choose it again because it's what we need. And that's how you live when you're an adult. You do the things you need. But it's just kind of like so it's exhausting in a whole new way because there's a lot more emotion of sorts about doing it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
But it's changed a lot of things. Like I'm exhausted every day.
Yep. And you're doing more mental work than what you were like
Well,
physical, and
yeah, what I did
your
was mental.
your space doesn't change like
Yes.
the job you had prior. So for those who don't know, she was working um, pediatric care
Yeah.
and
Therapy.
phys-
Pediatric therapy.
um, and then now she's at home on answering phones. Um, but it was a job that offers
It offers the stuff we need.
everything: stability, insurance,
Mhm.
dependability. Like so,
And so in that sense, it's exactly what we need. But I noticed that I wake up tired. I go to bed tired.
you kind of do that whole home, time to go make the donuts.
Yeah,
You know.
I think it's just
So with that, we're trying to do more things, like get out of the house more than what we did before.
mhm.
Because when you would, when I was feeling not so good, and you would come home and you're like, I'm tired. I had, you know, a couple rough treatments today. The kids were terrible or whatever, and I'm just done. Okay. And then
Well, and I
I would
didn't
be
want to
done.
leave you.
And then I would be done because of where I was at. Now, though, like I said, we're trying to put the fun and dysfunction on. We're trying to go out to eat one night during the week,
Just to get out of the house.
just to get out of the house. And if we have a couple that is available, then that goes with us, then great. We can sit and chat and catch up, and that's really cool. If not, it's just us, and we can go to the local restaurant and sit at the bar and order the whatever and a non-alcoholic beer, and you get whatever it is that you're getting, and a fishbowl mai tai, and
I have not had a fishbowl mai tai.
but and we can sit there, and that's something that we used to do pre-cancer.
Mhm.
Long long ago, like, I mean, we met in our first little, I don't know if you want to call it a date, but I mean, we went to a bar and had a beer.
Mhm.
So, and that was just right down the road from where we were, where we met. But anyway, so that's we've been trying to do that, and um, the barbecue competition stuff's been picking up, and we got a bunch around this area in South Carolina right now. So my buddy and I are hitting some of those up, and some of them are a little farther drive. They're like 2 hour drive for us. And with his eyesight not being so good and mine not driving very far yet, 2 hours is pushing my limit. But to do that there and back, it's kind of a So the wife actually drove us out to two.
Mhm.
So she would drive us out there, and she got to go see an old friend, client,
Yeah.
and spend some time with them while we were doing our thing, and then we met up. And then this last one, she was able to um, go and actually found a place to sit down and do some homework because she's almost done with school.
I am. I have 3 weeks.
And that's been a long journey. I mean, to think about going through all this crap that I'm going through or was going through, and she decides to go back to school.
I said it
What?
was a stupid thing to do,
But it, but
but it needed to happen.
it needed to happen. We saw, we see some writings on the wall as far as that industry is going, and
Well, and honestly, my job is a really good job. Like therapy is really good. However, you no one sees that when you do therapy, you also do all the back end stuff. That you manage the schedule and you manage this and you do that and you have this communication. So it's kind of a very niche kind of job. Like I can't transition that into another job easily.
right,
So it's this, which I will likely go back into at some point in some realm.
yep.
Um,
And you've kept a couple kids, and
yeah, and I mean,
from your old schedule, and you're still dabbling to keep your license
yeah, I
up,
have to
up
do
to
all.
date.
Yeah, I have to do all my education. I have
Yep.
2 years to get it
So,
done, and I'll keep that up to date. And who knows where it's gonna go? But
and I don't know many patients or other survivors or warriors that their spouses did that. They were all kind of like the nursemaid. And the last couple that I've known recently, one's retired. So, he was the husband was driving a school bus just for kicks. So in that aspect, he was like, I'm retired, so I don't have to, and that makes it nice. But then it's makes it rough.
mm,
Um, but I think the going to school actually helped keep your sanity.
oh, I'm sure,
And
because I'm a warrior by nature.
yes,
I just am.
and I'm kind of like hey, whatever, let's just see what happens and go with it.
And I think because of my training, because of my family, because of other situations we've had in my life, um, I hear things that you don't hear, and I see things you don't see, and so
Ignorance is bliss.
yeah, so you know, and I have a really good group of people that also are in the same fields with me. So if I'm like, hey, because I remember looking at your first report, and I said, why is there no finding? And I showed it to my coworker, and I said, why is there no finding? And she said, no, there's a finding. They're going to tell us what it is. Where's the next page? I'm like, I don't have it. And both of our expressions, we kind of looked at each other and went, ugh, because we knew what it meant. They didn't want to give us the information just yet. They had it, but didn't want to give it. And there's a reason they didn't want to give it. So I kind of, and I know I drive you crazy because I tend to look for the negative
Yep.
in this situation because I want to be prepared for the negative. I really believe I can do anything if I'm prepared for what we're going to go through. And if I don't have to use that preparation, great.
Yep.
But I don't want to be caught, with my pants down
And I try
and not know which way to go.
I try to prepare and I think negative, but I'm also putting that in, like, it's not put away, but it's there if I need it.
Right.
But I want to hope for the best, and
well, I hope for the best. I just
and I
need
try to look
prepare for the worst.
I try to look at the best, because if that's what I'm putting out there in the universe, I'm putting out that positive energy, that it might stick. It might stick and go on. And
I guess I don't want. I'm not naive, and I'm not saying you are naive. But I've told you through this whole thing that if this goes south, you will be living in glory, and I will be stuck here dealing with all of this stuff.
yes,
Like,
and
so you won't go through that part of it. So I have to plan on the other side of, if this goes badly.
Unfortunately, you know how much I paid for all my cast irons, so.
I'll be putting it up for auction.
And you know how much I've got into my smokers.
I will put it all into auction because one, I don't cook well or often. And two, I only need one pan.
That's all the running jokes is. The worry is that she'll find out how much I really paid for my smokers or my cast irons.
Let's just be clear. I'm the one who settles the checkbook. I already know.
Yep.
But, I think that's kind of one of those differences. And so I get caught up in all of the other stuff. And you try to bring the fun in, and I'm like, hold on a minute, because some of this shit's not fun.
Yeah.
And I've been dealing with the not fun crap all day. I can't meet your energy right yet.
And so we're trying, and then some days it's just, doing a little booty shaking in the, or slow dancing in the kitchen. And, whatever, she's kind of rolls her eyes and gives me a half a grin, whatever. A silly dad joke that makes the kid go.
That's a common thing.
But we've been trying to get out on the weekends and, do something enjoyable, whether I enjoy it or she enjoys it.
Well, and you know what I did this weekend? I did something I don't think I have done since you got sick.
Yeah. Because I think. So anyway, we went to the competition. We went 2 hours east to Florence, and we stayed the night.
Yeah, southeast a little bit.
Yeah. We stayed the night, and we went to Buc-ee's. And for anybody that doesn't know, it's a huge gas station.
Convenience store.
Yeah, it's like Cracker Barrel lobby, Target, and the biggest truck stop you've got that doesn't allow semi trucks.
Right.
Had a baby. The store's huge.
It is, with complete eclectic and random things inside.
Yep. And so we went to there, and it was an experience. So something fun. Fun. And then we did the competition. My buddy and I judged while you did homework.
Yeah.
And then we headed 2 hours back to the house.
Yes.
Not even an hour later. I'd say about 45 minutes. Her friend pulled up and said,
I think this is our second trip, because I think I went with my sister. And I took the kids and my sister last year.
Yeah, you guys went somewhere.
We went to the beach for just a couple of days.
Yeah. And then you guys went
2 hours the other direction.
2 hours west to Greenville. And you said you had fun.
Yeah, I did. It,
You
it
looked
was.
a little more refreshed because you had some girl time.
I had some girl time. I had some outside time. I had some time where I wasn't making decisions. The joke was kind of like she said, she's a therapist too, so we get to talk a little bit of shop. Um,
Which when like-minded people get together, yeah, that's kind of what it is.
well, and we,
They each have craziness going on
yeah,
in the house, in each house, and
but we can
they
solve problems, and we work through it systematically, and everything is it's okay. There's only a couple people in my world, girlfriend wise, that I can be ugly with and non-judgmental and say all the things that suck and things you don't like to say and things you don't like to admit, and to know you're heard and it's valid and they get where you're coming from. So we're able to do that and to think through things in a way that gives us strategy and just some self-help and a little bit of, hey, I hear you, I understand what you're saying,
yep, because you guys are kind of going down the same path with
but
different
differently.
in different vehicles.
Yeah, I mean it. And
It's dysfunction all the way
it's
around,
dysfunction.
and you guys enjoyed yourselves. You got a lot off
We
your
did,
chests.
but it was funny because she's like, I feel like I just grabbed you and said you're coming with me, and I didn't give you a lot of option. And I'm like, that's cool. So she through the day, like she drove, so I didn't have to drive. And then it was I have to go here to get her daughter came with us. I have to get her this dinner that she wanted. What do you want? She goes, oh my gosh, I feel like I haven't even asked you what you want. And I'm like, I'm really okay to not make a decision. And that was one week. It was 2 days that I didn't have to make a decision.
And I did send them with road snacks. Not exactly what they wanted or as lavish as normal, but last time I sent them with road snacks, they
I
didn't eat none
know
of them.
because we were too busy talking because we hadn't seen each other.
Yes.
Um,
So this would be like the third trip you've taken.
I'm sorry, but it is, but not for a weekend getaway of fun.
It's as fun as you make it, dear.
But I mean, like
You
the
had a
last
mission the
couple,
last time.
the last couple trips with her was, excuse me, was getting our kid from college or taking our kid to
Yes.
college. It wasn't like we can just do whatever we want to do. But this one I didn't have to make decisions.
Yep.
The biggest decision was what drink do I want and what do I want for dinner. Those were my decisions, and it was so nice. And I didn't take a kid, so I didn't have to even, like shuffle a kid around.
Yep.
I was just along for the ride. I didn't drive, I didn't do directions, I didn't have to do anything. And that part of it was wonderfully relaxing.
And that ties right into the mental um, aspect of self care.
Well, I would,
Because you need that.
yes, I can't find my phone. I found, I'll have to show it to you later. I have to share it at some point. I found this really cool thing that I'm going to make for us. Um, it Had it not been $199, I would have bought it. But it was,
Well, if it was on, I don't mean to cut you off, but I went and priced some wood today. Holy cow! It's still high,
yeah.
depending on what you're looking for. But I was like, wow. But anyway, go ahead.
But there was this big tapestry, and it was probably, I don't know, a yard wide, a yard, maybe a yard by a yard. So I mean, it was a nice size. But it talked about, and I stopped and I read it, and I almost cried. And Erin's like, What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "Read that." And she goes, "You need that. That's very much where you are." And it's basically saying, kiss your life. this is where you are right now. It's okay to be right here, right now,
Mm-hmm.
and appreciate the good, appreciate the bad. Just remember to basically kiss your life, and thank gosh you have it. And it was worded much better than that. But I was like, oh my gosh, I need to see that every day.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to make it. I don't know what I'm going to make it on. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know any of the colors. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I have not a clue yet. But it's one of those things I think I need to see every day. And nothing has impacted me like that for a while.
Yep. That's understandable.
So, so
I
yeah, I'll
mean,
have to find it. I'll have to show you because I didn't forget. It's just we've been like since I got home. It was like boom, boom, boom.
yeah, I mean, when you're looking at where we're at now and where we've been and where we're, you just go, holy cow. I mean, it's kind of like when in Beauty and the Beast, when the dad was looking for her and was going down the
Oh, down the creepy path. In
yeah,
his
and
little.
the wolves are coming, and he's all terrified, and the horse is freaked out, and I mean that's where we was, and we didn't even mean to go down that road. That's just the road we were on,
Yeah.
and now we're kind of like still kind of in that.
Well, I think it's hard to transition.
It's like a shock because your world gets flipped,
Yeah.
completely flipped, and so this weekend, we had a friend of ours, we've known for quite a few years. Quite a few years. Anyway, he had some people come and help us put in a new back door.
Yes. I'm so grateful for that new back door. It's beautiful.
Because of where it's at, it gets so much of the afternoon sun, and there's no awning over it, which we got to put on.
Yeah, I don't know how we do that.
And
I guess that'll be another call to him. Hey,
so
how do I do this?
It just gets, when with the dogs being on it, it just gets weather beaten, and so anyway, he had some buddies of his that owed him some work, and he cashed in a favor for us and put in our new back door. And he kept telling me, he goes, man, I'm glad I didn't try to do this myself. And he's fixing to retire. And I said, 3 years ago, I'd have been all about this. I'd have been right in there with, I would have tore it out. I would have done all this. I said, now I don't even want to touch the hammer. Like, I don't want any part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just sitting back watching. It's like, whoa. So it's just completely different. We were talking, and just it's amazing how life before cancer seems like a different life.
It also seems, and I don't know if it feels like this for you, it feels like this for me, that it was decades ago.
Yep, very distant.
Yeah, I think, I remember, going to your cardiologist, and she said that cancer ages your body like 10 years.
Yep.
And I'm like,
just the treatments.
Right.
Age
like,
your body 10 years.
Does it age my body 10 years? Because I so don't feel only 3 years older.
Yeah.
I just feel old. And I've never felt old. But like my whole body hurts all the time.
It's
And that I've never had. I've had issues, but not like
yeah.
not like from my neck all the way down to my toes. Yep. Hurts every day.
Well, and it was like thinking that it was 2016 when I had my neck fusion.
2017.
2017. That seemed, here we are, 2023. We're in April, so we're just shy of 5 years ago.
We had it in February of 17.
So 5, 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years.
So, but to remember that,
Yeah.
there's blips where I'm like, did that really happen? Oh yeah, because the guy cut my beard. So for anybody that doesn't know, I've got quite a nice beard going, and he kept telling me that no, it'll be fine, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. I woke up and he shaved under around my neck and the chin.
And right up your chin. You
He
had like the
left the
longest
sides.
pork chops.
Yeah,
Or
he left
lamb chops? Pork chops? What were they called?
the chops. Yeah, yeah, the chops.
But,
He
yeah.
left the chops,
Yeah, you had those all the way down.
and I come out of anesthesia, and the first thing I did was touch my chin, and I was like, oh.
Well, and I kept telling you they're going to cut it, and you're like, no, they're not. They're
He
going to
kept
cut
telling
it.
me
No, they're
no.
not. They're going to cut it.
Yeah. So we, and that's the main thing I remember about the surgery was I woke up and I was honked off, and the nurse was like, "What's going on?" And so then my wife had to tell her, like, because she thought there was something wrong,
Right.
and she had to tell her.
The kids were terrified.
Yeah.
Because
My oldest daughter started crying.
Yeah, but the little one said, "Oh, that doesn't even look like that.
Yeah.
Like
So.
something's really wrong over there."
But even though that was 6 years ago and it was pretty significant, it seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. But I think it sounds stupid, but I think that feels less distant than this.
Well, like I was thinking, trying to wrap my head around, because my cousin had asked me, hey, what about work? What are you doing about going to work and or thinking about that? And mentally, I don't know that I have the. I know I don't have the multitasking right now. I know I don't have that.
Mm-mm.
It's.
Yeah, you're one direction.
I can listen to a podcast and wash dishes, but that's about
If
it.
I asked you a question or gave you a list of 3 things to do while you were washing dishes or listening to a podcast, just like, hey, when you're done, can you do X, Y, and Z?
Yep. Nope.
You would have. Let me just do that now because I can't. I'm not going to remember.
Yep. And so when I was sitting there and I was like, okay, and I'm thinking I just, parted ways, we'll say, with the job that I had, and I'd been with that company in 2 states in 20 years, just shy of 20 years, and that seems like a dream. Like I didn't. It was kind of like, did that really happen?
Well, I think I've decided that cancer months are kind of like dog years.
Could be.
Maybe that's why we feel like we've aged and our bodies hurt and we don't remember as well.
Because we were
maybe
talking.
Cancer years are like, or cancer months are like dog years.
Because we got talking this weekend, and my buddy and I were talking in you and on the ride back, and I was remembering a couple things and the way we used to do when we had maintenance in and we were rebuilding the refinery and all this stuff. And I was rattling stuff off, but I hadn't thought about that in, since before cancer.
Right.
Like, because I hadn't been in that part of the job. So that part hasn't, that was years and years. That was probably 10 years ago.
Right.
But I hadn't, it came to me and it was like I read a story. It wasn't like that was me. I lost it.
I do. I think it has adjusted our sense of time. And in some ways, time doesn't mean as much. And I know that sounds weird, but like one, it's going really fast.
I think because the
Um,
kids are the kids are doing their thing. Our youngest one is still at the house, and she's got a date coming up where she's graduating, same
yeah,
time you are.
yeah,
And so when you have that obtainable goal, everything kind of goes faster.
yeah. It has to be because I feel like I always know what number it is typically because I type it a lot at work, and I know what day it is: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I was sitting thinking like, oh crap, we're almost through April,
Yep, yep.
and
And next month is melanoma month.
next month is melanoma. I'm getting my hair melanoma
Yep. I
Saturday.
think Cub was, we were trying to think of some things fun to do,
Yeah,
because it is dysfunctional and we're trying to be fun.
yeah,
Not, I mean, we're normally kind of whatever.
whatever.
And, we were talking about melanoma month, and so for the YouTube channel, we were going to try to, like, we do a live every Sunday morning, and we were going to try to do
So
a,
you're gonna do cube steaks with black seasoning?
very well could be, or black gravy.
Oh God, no, no, I don't want to. No,
Yeah.
no, nobody wants to eat that, and you're gonna poop black,
So it's
and no.
so we were looking at different things to do for melanoma month. I got my Amazon store's got a ribbon cake pan in it.
You have a cookie cutter, and you haven't
Yep.
used it.
That's on the plan.
So
That's on the
you're
plan.
not allowed to get the
So,
cake pan yet.
well, it's still in the store. So, but there's some other things coming up. But anyway, we're looking at trying to be fun and make awareness, because outside of a few Instagram pages and you know, well, everything's pink,
Everything is pink.
and I don't want to discredit that, because that is a wonderful cause.
Yes.
Um, but you kind of go, hey, dude, there's other colors.
Right.
There's other cancers that are just as
Horrible.
devastating, and you know, so we want to try to bring some awareness to it.
I might have
And
to make a couple new T-shirts.
yep,
I need to figure them out. I know the one. You know the one. I have two. Unremarkable.
yep,
We need an unremarkable. But I always said I need to make a T-shirt that says melanoma. It's more than skin deep. I just think it's funny because everyone only thinks melanoma's on your skin, and
yep,
here you had no melanoma on your skin, and all of your melanoma was internal.
yep.
So I think a little bit of awareness that it is more than on your skin surface, and it can be more than on your skin surface. Um, because there's no funny melanoma
There's
slogans.
not. You can spend, trust me, you have done it,
We've done it.
hours on Pinterest or Google Images typing in melanoma T-shirts or sayings, and
Slogans.
there's nothing.
And I credit. I will give it to you. Okay, I think people who are fighting any kind of cancer, you are warriors, and you are inspirational. But I don't need to walk around every day with an inspirational quote on my chest saying
I like
pushing through or
I like the one that my brother-in-law got me, and it has the big F, and then where it would be a U, it's the ribbon,
mm-hmm.
and then underneath it says cancer.
Yeah.
And it's what is it, armory gunnery
It's
or something?
grunge style, I think.
Yeah.
I think our nephew likes that as well.
Yeah.
That's his favorite T-shirt brand.
We've done we got a Smoke and Bears one that has the ribbon and the
right.
A for our YouTube channel.
I have one that says "F you cancer, you effing suck."
Yep, that was
I wear it quite frequently.
That was a really good one.
But
we're trying to keep it lighthearted, and then that way when somebody sees it, they do ask questions, and then you're able to talk to them, and and I mean, I'm not going to tell somebody, hey, you can't walk around with no t-shirt on when it's 85 degrees outside
No,
at
but
noon.
I do get on our children all. I get on all of our children about making sure they don't get sunburnt and wearing sunscreen. Which, what do you have on your neck, my dear
Yep. So
husband?
while they were putting in the door, I was standing outside, and I was only out there for a little bit. I mean, we're talking not even an hour, and I end up getting sunburn on my neck.
Again,
So
well, you already have sun damage.
this is second time in 3 years.
What have we learned?
So yeah, yeah, I should have had a hoodie, one of those sun shirt hoodies.
Or
Well, sunscreen, but
because
I know.
well, you know that they said your skin is more sensitive. It
And
is more sensitive to the sun.
he told me he knew. He had the dermatologist told me he had a patient that if she wore flip flops to walk to go get the mail, and the mailbox wasn't like a quarter mile down the road.
Right.
It was a normal on a quarter acre lot or whatever. That so it was 2 car lengths from the front house or whatever. And but just that walk, her top of her feet would get sunburned. Not like real bad, but they would be red.
Right. So
So
there's your lesson. Here's your sign.
yep, here's your sign.
Here's your sign.
You might be a redneck
If
if you go outside without any sunscreen on.
it already has a damn grip on you.
Yep, yep. So
It was the first thing like we noticed. You turned around to get something in the pantry, and our youngest daughter goes, "Dad," and I was like, "Oh no."
and I was like, what? What?
So yeah, it's the color inside of a strawberry, y'all. It's pink. It's really pink.
Yeah.
But you're tired tonight.
I am. I didn't.
Did you take a little rest today?
Nope. So I got up and I made. I was getting ready to do some stuff after I had my coffee. 'Cause I don't do much. I have my coffee. Like my 2 goals every day, and they're small and obtainable. Is I wake up on this side of the grass, get out of bed.
I kind of think that's a big one.
Yep, but it's attainable. So I wake up and get out of bed, thank the Lord, and then I go down and I make coffee. Lately, you've been making it because you're drinking coffee, so I go down, I get a cup of coffee, and I sit and chill. And that's like my time to kind of charge.
Mhm.
And then I've been trying to fix you a little something for lunch.
Mhm.
Some days it's not very exciting or extravagant. Um, Today I had actually went and sat out on the front porch because the sun was I was in the shade.
Okay.
So
But you know that you can still get sunburnt in the shade. What's
yes,
the rule?
yes, there was no sun whatsoever. We got the front porch has got a top on it. So anyway, so I walked out and I sat down and I was just getting comfortable and I cracked my book open and I got about 2 paragraphs into the page and I said, she's getting ready to come down for lunch. Uh-oh. So I packed everything, I grabbed my coffee, my book, and I went back inside and I made you some sausages
Mhm.
and some stuffed mushrooms. So then it was kind of like, okay, well now here's the afternoon. I've got errands to do that I didn't do Friday, so let me go do that. And so I walked around and I'm getting, so I go to the stores and I walk And up and down aisles, I have no desire to. Don't even need to be in the cereal aisle.
I know we don't need
I mean, I
cereal.
went to Lowe's
Although in the
and
last couple weeks I've had grits and I've had some like old fashioned oatmeal and it's been good. I don't know if I would want it, but it's been good.
okay, okay. Well, if you want it, let me know.
I will.
But I went to Lowe's, and normally when I go into Lowe's, and I have for decades, or at least a decade, I go to the barbecue aisle first. Always do. Not today.
Oh,
Today I went down.
you're spicy.
Today I went down to the light bulb aisle, which is right in front of the barbecue aisle. But I did. I went down the lights, and then hung a Louis.
I should have told you to look at that tile and see if it was still on sale.
Yeah, I don't know, but I didn't look at any tile. But I hung a Louis and I went down to the black pipe area and I was looking for something there, just getting some prices together, and then just walked over to the lumber area and was kind of like taken aback. Walked up and down those aisles several times, and then came back and looked down some just random aisles, just random. And then I went to Sam's Club. I didn't buy anything at Lowe's. Went to Sam's Club and I walked around majority of Sam's, not down every aisle, but a few. And then I went to the regular grocery store to get a couple of things that I did not get at Sam's because I don't need 50 pounds of. Like I went and got hot dogs, and I don't need 50 pounds of hot dogs. So I got a pack of hot dogs. But anyway, um, so I just walked around there, and it would be like instead of having a list and going down the aisle one time, I would go down the aisle, go 5 aisles away, and then come back because I would forget
You
what I was.
you know you can walk like in the neighborhood, right, with the dogs.
Yeah, yeah,
Or at
yeah,
the
yeah.
Y, we have a membership. You can walk there.
Yep.
You'd probably spend less money.
Very good possibility, but I was already out, so I mean I was already doing errands and whatnot. So, but yep. So and then I came home and it was time I got the dogs out, and because we're trying to get them used to the doggy door.
They have not a clue.
Yeah.
We could put like I told you this earlier. The big dog, the one that you think would be more rambunctious or whatever, just because he's big. We could probably just take like a sheet of parchment paper and put it over a string to block an area off. And as long as he says, "Oh, there's something there, I shall
Yep.
not go."
Unless he tests it
Well, I don't
when
know
nobody's
because
home.
he won't push. He won't push that dog door yet.
Yep.
I have to lift it up, and I tried to like put his head in to be like, "Look, it's the inside of the house. Go through here." And
Yep.
he just
And then the little
backed
one.
up like nervous as all get out.
Yep. So as I pulled him out this morning, the little one jumps out and beelines it around the house and takes off.
Yeah, she's always a mighty adventurous.
So
Sometimes, like
so
once every 3
then I have
months,
to
she's on an adventure.
then I go and get my shoes on now and everything, and I have to go chase her down. Well, I don't really do much chasing. I just walk after her, and then she finally says, "Oh, hey!"
I will say though, that one,
And I do have
she does always come home when she gets out. Like you'll hear her at the back door, like, "Hey guys, you left me out here."
after she runs
After she runs and
2 blocks,
yeah, but she comes back
and
because
she's
sometimes
already like
she's fast.
she will, because she's a tweenie, so she goes around and she has to pee on every dandelion and every tuft of fire ant hill, and then whenever there's other areas where dogs have peed, she's peeing on that too
Mm-hmm.
to mark her territory. So when there's other dogs behind the fence, she's there, and I the one time there was actually somebody trying to shoo her off off their yard while she's trying to mark her territory, and she's growling and throwing a fit, and because she's Chihuahua. I mean, hello. So they're thinking that this little thing's aggressive and it's got rabies or something.
And we're like, no, she's just little.
And so they're making it worse because they don't know her. And so anyway, it drives me nuts whenever she takes off and goes. So yeah, I had that this morning. So I did have a walk twice.
Well, look at you.
Twice. Because we were trying the doggy door, and as she, we have to kind of flap the door, and then you've got, I don't know, what, about 6 feet or so to get to the lead, and
not even that much.
She jumps out. You turn around to grab the lead, pick the lead up off the ground. Gone. She takes off around the corner.
It's funny because she doesn't do that for me. Like, she rarely goes for me.
Oh, she will. Yeah. Yep. So.
But all in all, they're pretty good. Like, they stand typically at the back door. If I go out first, they'll stand there until I call them and be like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Some days.
Most of the time, they're pretty good.
If the neighborhood kids are out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they just want to play. And
they want to bark.
They want to bark. They want to see what it's all about. But see, that was your fun for the day. You took a impromptu walk.
Yep. Yep.
Look at the bright side.
And I didn't cuss her. Well, I did a little.
You did, I'm
but
sure.
But not near as bad. And because the second time I knew where she was going, and I could see her coming up around the edge. So I cut her off over here. Made it a little bit easier, but so yeah. So what kind of funny sayings do you have?
I don't have any, and that's the problem.
I tested unremarkable. My oncologist says
that I'm unremarkable.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be a funny one. Oh, I remember. You know how like the girls they were trying to help us find sayings, and there was one about "Hi, I'm a Cancer."
Yeah. So doing the whole
with like a ribbon. Hi, I'm a Cancer with a ribbon.
The zodiac signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. People might not think it's so funny. It's just one of those. You gotta find something. We gotta find a funny one. We have to, because I'm not gonna walk around with like an inspirational quote about it.
Yeah, my skin tried to kill me. What's your superpower?
Right.
Watch your mouth. My skin tried to kill me.
It's that. It's like trying to find one.
Yeah. So I mean,
if anyone has one.
Yeah, if anyone has one,
let us know, because
my email's in the description. Just send us anything there.
Because I don't need a cursive writing inspirational quote with a flower and a heart and I don't know. It doesn't fit who I am as a person, but it doesn't fit how we feel about this.
Yeah, we're kind of sassy and crass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Slightly vulgar.
Occasionally. I remember when the girls were getting more comfortable with it. And they knew, like, okay, this is it. We're not going to shy away from it. And they lost you in a store. And they called, they're like, we've lost the cancer boy. I don't know where he is. And I'm like, gosh, I thought it was hysterical. Now, other people probably wouldn't have saw that as so funny.
Yeah.
And they were like, where is the cancer boy? I'm like, I don't know, and you lost him, kind of thing.
Like, I heard them. They were coming from different directions going, Marco!
Yes.
Marco!
Because they thought yelling, "Hey, cancer boy," they thought that would be rude.
Yeah, that'd be a little rough.
And
And I had a shopping cart. It wasn't like I just disappeared.
no, but
I had a cart
you just walk off.
and I had a mission.
And even
Everybody I go somewhere with.
I try to warn you. I try to warn everyone you go with.
Yeah.
Don't lose him. He will get lost in the store. And like when you went to the Braves game,
Yeah.
that was one of the first things one of the kids said. Asked your cousin, "Did you lose Dad?" And he goes, "Only once." And they're like, "We should have warned you about that."
Yeah. Well, I went to. We were doing a cookout at one of my cousin's house and a different one, and me and him went to the store, and they told him, "Hey, watch this." And
I said, "Don't lose him. Don't let him walk away from
they
you."
said it'll happen, and I don't know what he stopped to look at something, and I was like, "Well, this is on our list. I'll go get that." And that's where I went. He goes, I stopped, I looked at something, and I look around, and he's gone. So you kind of start playing the "Where's Waldo?"
Mm-hmm. The girls and we canvass. I walk on the front of the aisles, nice and slow, and look down all the aisles. One of the girls goes to the back, and they walk the aisles until we find you.
And then they call each other, and they're like, "Got him."
Yep. It's truly what we do. And the good part is you're getting better. But when you were first diagnosed, it was like, "Hey, honey, how about you hold the cart?" Because that's how we kept an eye on our children. They had to keep their hands on the cart the whole time.
Yeah.
"Honey, you hold the cart."
But I was holding the cart, like I was pushing the cart majority of the time because of a balance issue.
Right. But it worked for a double. I
Yeah,
steered
it was
on
a double.
the front because you couldn't steer so hotly.
Yeah.
But that was the deal.
Oh
You
man.
hold the cart.
If there was anything on the end cap or display, boy, I hit every one of them.
Well, your proprioception has always been a little wonky. Like
What's the term the kids use nowadays? Sus.
sus. Well, your proprioception is sus. Um, and
Yeah.
proprioception, if you don't know what that is, it is where your body is in space. Um, we can walk through the same living room.
So you're saying I'm like a bull in a china shop?
Yes, we can walk through the same living room, and I hit nothing. You will stub your toe on the edge of the chair or the cabinet or something, and be like, "Ugh," and I'm like, "How did you do it?" Like, I don't. I'm sure you remember this. Our youngest one wanted a guitar. We got her a hot pink guitar. It was yes, it was laying on the ground. It shouldn't have been there, but it wasn't like a ukulele. It was like a kid-sized guitar, and you walked across it to go to her room to tell her something. And on the way back, you stepped your foot right through the damn thing, and you were so pissed off at her for being on the floor. I'm like, "Lee, you walked over that 2 times. We've all walked over it. Should we have picked it up? Probably, but we were doing something else." And you were so mad
Yeah, I don't remember that.
because you completely forgot it was there, or you weren't aware of how close you were to it, and you did. You put your foot right through the damn thing. She's crying, and you're like, "It shouldn't have been on the ground." I'm like, "We've all walked over it multiple times."
Yeah, I don't
And
remember.
it was big and hot pink. It didn't blend in, but you just didn't pay attention. So your proprioception of where you are in space has always been an issue. And after the brain surgery, it became more of an issue.
It became a game.
It was, I don't know if a game insinuates fun. I was nervous you were going to knock down like whole like towers of food and
Oh yeah.
run into
I mean,
people.
I mean, it was. I would bounce the card off of everything.
And he goes full steam ahead, zoop, and then hit something.
Yeah,
Zoop,
kind of like bumper
zoop.
cars.
Yes, except again, it was no game.
Yeah, it was for me.
That's
But
about true.
that, hey, it's whatever makes you roll your eyes and chuckle and say, "What the hell?"
Next time I'm leaving your ass at home. That's what it
Uh,
said.
yeah. So
Or I need to get this done fast. You just need to stay here this time.
yeah. Yep. So for what, I guess for a lack of conversation, we're trying to keep it lighthearted but serious.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to, or else you're going to be stressed out.
I think
Nobody will want to hang out with you because you're a grouch,
the
and
serious never leaves.
yeah,
There's always a serious side. But it's how we try. And we're not always successful. There are days that just try us harder than others.
yeah,
And there's no humor in those days. But we try to have more humor than no humor.
yes, yes,
Or just even, like when your thyroid went, I remember saying, like, well, yeah, your tumor's gone, but hey, now you screwed up your thyroid. Way to go, babe. And
well, and
taking it one step at a time.
when you look at the oncologist and he's asking you if you have a dermatologist, and one, I don't know what that is, and two, I bet you know a guy.
Hmm.
And he started laughing. He goes,
Well,
"Hold
that's
on,
how we got all of our specialists.
yeah."
Do you have this guy? No, but I think you probably know someone. And he's like, yes,
What was
I'll make the appointment.
what's the name of the heart doctor? The
The
what up?
cardiologist? Yeah.
Cardiologist, yeah. And I was like,
Endocrinology,
yeah.
rheumatology, cardiology,
So
dermatology.
then he comes up with another ologist, and I said, well, I think the only one we haven't seen is the butt doctor. And he said, oh, I know a guy.
Yeah. And you're like, not
So
yet, man.
I'm like,
Not
no,
yet.
no, 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 no. We don't need that. We don't need that. So,
So
but yep. So we got trying to keep it lighthearted,
yeah. And
and then
we'll do pretty well. We'll do pretty well. And this is my anticipation. We'll do pretty well until the beginning of June.
yep, yep.
And then it's going to, like,
Then the scan anxiety will come
mm-hmm.
in, and then you have that couple weeks of come down after the unremarkable and the kind of like, wow,
Yeah.
okay. And then like this last couple weeks, after I go in, I haven't had therapy or infusion
Treatment.
treatment, and I'm starting, like, the body's feeling better, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I'm still tired and exhausted, but I'm thinking and mentally doing some different stuff, and it's kind of exhausting, but it's just it's weird. It's just weird
Well, yeah.
not having the treatment and not having the same feeling that I had for a year and a
Well, I'm
half.
like, is this when we're supposed to go back to normal? Because I don't know what it's like anymore.
Yeah,
But is this where we're supposed to do it, or no? Or,
and then we're like doing something. Then I'll be like working on a project, and I completely have no idea what we're doing, and it's my project.
right. I think there's just always signs that, hey, this is different now.
And the downside is like I'm bringing somebody else along, usually my youngest one or my buddy, and so that way they're the voice of reason. As scary as that is.
The youngest one really is.
Yeah.
She'll say, Dad,
This
Mom's going
isn't
to be really mad.
this isn't a good idea. So just she'll say, like Sunday morning she said, this is not a good idea. I am not endorsing it, but I have my phone if we need 911.
Yeah,
and
that's how she is.
yeah,
When you had COVID,
and she, yeah, Oh,
you
she
came
was.
you came down the stairs and you were like, "Hey, go in their garage," and she's like, "No, no, 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 because Mom will know that you've been in the garage, and if I helped you, no, you can do it, and I will rat you out if Mom asks questions because
Oh, yeah.
you know you shouldn't be there."
Yeah, she was a warden.
Mhm.
Yep.
She knows what side her bread's buttered on.
Well, all the kids like to get me in trouble.
Yes, they do.
Only now that it's not surprising.
Yeah.
So, but
All right.
well, let's get out of here.
Yeah. I
Cub
have a
just
few more things on my.
Cub just joined us to tell us
It's time for
dinner's ready.
dinner.
Dinner's
Yeah.
ready.
She's hungry.
So.
I cooked. She cooked.
Oh.
We'll take it.
All right. So, well, we're gonna get out of here, and hey,
Have a good day. Have a good week.
have a good week, and we'll talk to you guys next week. And be nice to somebody. Buy them a cup of coffee. Take care of yourself. Self-worth is
Self-care is important.
self-worth and self-care are two of the most important things that you can have, because you can't take care of nobody else if you're down and out. Remember to smile, even if it's to yourself. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So let's get out of here. Everybody have a great week, and you know, just be rock stars.
Bye.
Bye.